Today is just an ordinary Sunday of the year in the church calendar. There is no scheduled solemnity or fiesta celebrations, yet on this ordinary Sunday, the crowd of people who come to attend the Holy Mass in this church is more than what it can accommodate. The people overflows as far as the outside steps from the parking place leading to the church. Yet this is not an unusual occurrence. Here in this church, within the compound of the Poor Clare Monastery along Katipunan, Quezon City, it is very common to see a lot of devotees coming for the daily masses, going for the sacrament of reconciliation, and writing the petitions on pieces of paper for the contemplative nuns to pray over. The large crowd of devotees is the proof that God had answered their prayers through the intercession of Saint Clare of Assisi.
Oh, there are a lot of favors that we got from Saint Clare. Number one, which I always still ask her all the time, is when we pray that it will not rain for a special occasion.
Nung dati pupunta po kami dito, natupad po talaga yung wish namin. Parang pag-uwi namin, after namin pumunta dito, pag-uwi po ng bahay namin, natupad agad. So, naisipan namin, magpasalamat kami ulit, bumalik po kami dito. Tapos, ayan, natapos na po yung UPCAT. Tsaka, sana naman po, mag-grant po yung wish namin na mapasa kami. Tsaka sa ibang entrance examinations, yun lang po.
I think I grew up knowing Saint Clare because my parents used to drop by at the convent of Saint Clare at Aurora Boulevard when we go to San Mateo or Montalban on Sundays. And I read that Saint Clare was the first spiritual follower of Saint Francis of Assisi. She was a very pretty lady who cut her hair, her blonde hair, for when she took her vows to be a follower of Saint Francis. She was rich, and she gave her fortune, her wealth, for poverty, entering the Franciscan order.
Saint Clare is popular because of the example of Mother Hieronima. Mother Hieronima founded the first monastery in the Philippines. And Mother Hieronima, an old woman from Toledo, was a miracle worker. In fact, her body was incorrupt, and the soldiers put something in order to, because the body being corrupt, then the people flocked to the monastery. And she is also a healer, like Saint Clare. So aside from being contemplatives, she granted favors to the people. And Clare originally was supposed to be the patron saint for those who do not want to have rain during their parties, or also having children for the barren women. Today, because of her popularity, every request is already mediated through Saint Clare, asking for the approval of visa, asking to pass the examination, almost everything. It's already not related anymore to childbearing or to not having rains.
Ako po nagtatrabaho bilang seaman at nandito kami para magpasalamat at humiling ng nandito kami kay Santa Clara para humiling ng aming kahilingan at nagpapasalamat. Nung wala pa akong trabaho noon, nagpunta rito para humiling sa kanya at siguro mga 2006. Yun ang nangyari po. Since nung 2007, bumalik po ako rito para magpasalamat. Every 7 years na akong nagbabarko. Every year na bumababa ako, nagpupunta ako rito. Siya talaga unang pinupuntahan ko para magpasalamat.
I I fell really ill. My platelets were really low. They could not make it high. And so I started praying. I had many novenas, but St. Therese, St. Clare, yung lahat na novenas. But my most important was St. Clare because I lived very close. So I kept praying there. And when we went to the States to see for treatment, and there were 3 doctors there who said I had lupus. And then after a while, there was another doctor that was referred to me, to us. A friend of mine, brother-in-law, is also a doctor. And we went to USC, the Norris Cancer Center Institute. And the doctor said that I don't have lupus, but I have an illness that they don't know what it is at the moment. So they called it IPP, idiopathic something. And so they gave me medicines for that, and I think I'm cured.
Ako po ay nandito ngayon sa St. Clare para magpasalamat po sa hapon na ito dahil before I was blessed na nasagot po ang mga prayer petitions po namin for the family. And then ngayon nandito po kami for another prayer petitions for the good health at sa marami pang blessings na matatanggap upang marami pa po kaming matulungan.
She is the saint of miracles. She was able to heal children, even mentally ill friar, and then others who come to the monastery for healing, just with the sign of the cross.
What was really, really surprising was when my sister fell ill about a couple of years ago. She had leukemia, and she was diagnosed leukemia at Medical City, and it was acute and aggressive. And so the doctor said, we don't know, it can be days or it can be a month, but the cancer cells were multiplying very fast. And we brought her to the States next Monday, but we were carrying the novenas to St. Clare's and all those novenas. And so we were praying. We asked for prayers there also at St. Clare. And after a few months, the doctors in the hospital, she had chemo, she had all those medicines. The doctors there told her that you can continue your treatment at Medical City, and then in a few months, you'll probably be well. So that was what the doctors at City of Hope told us, and now she's alive and now getting cranky and grouchy. So we have really are all devotees of St. Clare. All my sisters are. So when it's her feast day, most of them come over, and then although they live further than us, they still come here. We make it a point that every time that we are in crisis or in trouble, we don't usually do drastic things, but we just actually become more spiritual. We ask for help from St. Clare and for her intercessions.
Not all monasteries have plenty of devotees. This in Cubao, here in Katipunan, there are plenty of devotees because being the original monastery. So, and then when they come over, they buy eggs. They offer eggs. Well, originally, the eggs, the white of the eggs are used for the building of churches. They mix it with the mortar. And the clear egg, the white, talks about clara, clear. And the eggs are common at that time, so they are the common offerings of people for food. But now, not only eggs are being offered, but other delicacies or other needs of the poor Clares. And then they pass through the fountain. The fountain was created just to show that St. Clare is like water, clear water, and the Eucharist on top. But it developed that people started tossing coins, and they wanted to reach the peak where the Eucharist is. And a lot of money is being collected, and it is given to the seminary, to Our Lady of the Angels Seminary. And the seminarians take care of harvesting the coins once a month. And then they pass by the statue of St. Clare. They offer their flowers, and they read petitions. And the petitions are not necessarily addressed to St. Clare. It could be addressed to the Sacred Heart, to St. Jude, or whatever leaflets they find along the way. And then they go directly to the turn or turno to deposit their eggs. Then they drop their petitions in the petition box and proceed to the relic of St. Clare. They pray to the statue of St. Clare and then touch or kiss the relic of St. Clare. And only then do they go to the church. And this is passed over from one generation to another. So from one group to another, and traditions are being made. So there is the San Damiano crucifix in front. Devotion to the San Damiano crucifix developed. There is the devotion to the cross at the back by the gate. And then people now go also for devotion to the cross.
It is not surprising that the devotion to St. Clare also leads to the devotion to the crucified Lord. Her images often portray her holding the pyx that contains the consecrated host, as if she is inviting everyone to come nearer to receive the Son of God. Besides being an intercessor and a beacon for Christ, St. Clare also embodies some virtues for everyone to emulate.
One, the spirit of poverty, because people are actually thinking more of things, fake things, because they want to look rich. They want to feel rich. Maybe that's what we should teach our younger ones, yung values, because that we train our children to think that these imported things make you feel rich. But that is not true. She had the spirit of poverty, which if we can instill with the younger ones, I think will be very good for our moral values. And then another virtue of St. Clare that I really, really appreciated is her courage. Remember when there was an invasion, and she went out there. She could have hidden in the convent under the bed or locked up the convent, but she went out. And that's what I think we should be doing now in our government. We should all be going out. We should have courage. Then people will really believe now that we are practicing our religion.
Young people are fast-paced. Music is fast, loud. I think the idea of letting go of that time and relaxing, being at peace, being quiet, it will help them relieve from the stress of daily living. So that is one thing, the prayerful, the contemplative dimension, and that's why you notice that they are really quiet and intent when they enter the chapel and when they ask for petition.
Here in this poor clay monastery along Katipunan, Quezon City, the devotees find refuge from the hustle-bustle of daily life. Here they are refreshed by the comforting words of the living God. Here their hopes are strengthened and their commitment to go on renewed, knowing that the poor clay sisters in this monastery continue to pray for them through the intercession of Saint Clare of Assisi.